One time, exclusive. Come on, is it worth it? Let me work it. I put my thing down, flip it and reverse it. It's your primitive divine yet. It's your primitive divine yet. If you got a big, let me search it to find out how hard I gotta work. Yeah, it's your primitive divine yet. It's your primitive divine yet. Come on. I like to get the know ya so I can show ya.
Hey Google. Hey Google. Hey Google. So, Google has started to once again be a little disobedient. Yeah, that little bitch. But anyways, today I'm going to talk to you about jobs, jobs we had, jobs we didn't have, that sort of thing. And you know, working in the film industry, it's such a struggle, and we do all sorts of different things. On some days it feels like Christmas, and some days not. On one such Christmas occasion, I was at my first job in LA, and I had to carry out 17 bags of garbage. That's right, 17. I felt like fucking Santa Claus going to the dumpster with these like sacks of trash. You know, I was like, where's my reindeer? You know, like, and if people, like kids were to like ask me for presents, I'd be like, oh, here, some leftover chicken from last night. And this, a Starbucks cup for you. And what's this? It smells real fishy and like beet juice. I wonder what it is. Your brother's gonna be so jealous. And you take it out and it's a used scented condom. And you're like, oh, I'll just pocket this for later. Here's a fork. Ho ho. Ho. Like, elves are so naughty. I mean, if that's what they put together. So that's what taking out all this garbage felt like. So I take the trash to the dumpster, and since I'm in LA and it was my first time, I wanted to be this like LA socialite. So I wore my Armani boots, you know, looking all chic, because who wants to look like the trash they're taking out? And suddenly the bag rips and teriyaki sauce falls all over my shoes, and I am pained. I'm like, oh, slings and arrows of outrageous fortune. You know, like standing there quoting Hamlet because we're on a film set, and I'm like, I may be cast. Ooh, trying to look cute. So I'm there in pain. So I'm pained by all this, and I'm on the ground, so I take off my shoes because they're such a mess. And I'm like, save me, Hercules, save me, you know, trying to like make a scene out of it, because I'm on a film set. And I don't know if Hercules actually said that. Maybe, I mean, Meg. I don't know if Meg actually said that. I mean, she probably implied it, but didn't say it. So the line producer comes up to me thinking something's actually wrong, and he's like, let me help you with that. And I'm like, thank you, kind sir. So he takes the bags I was holding and puts it in the back of the truck, and he drives off to the dumpster, and I'm standing there victorious. I'm like, yes, you know, my acting has worked, and I didn't get a part, but I got the job taken away from me. And I then realized I had no shoes. The guy took my shoes with the trash and threw them away. My poor Armani boots. And I'm there stricken. And I was like, this is a metaphor for the film industry. How it just strips layers off you, one by one, until you're there looking like the trash that you were taking out. Oh, and quoting Hamlet. Quoting Hamlet and looking like the trash you're taking out. But I love it. I love the film industry. So I wrote that in an application to Sundance. They were like, anything notable happened on set? It's like, weird question. But I was like, yes, lost my shoes to the teriyaki. And they were like, well, they didn't respond, but imagine what they were thinking, like, what, the teriyaki? You know, like, sounds like a tsunami or some shit. And, that's true, you know? Teriyaki gets you every time. But there are other times we get jobs offered to us and we turn them down. And one such occasion, I was offered to be a second AD on a Pampers commercial. And it was very highly paid, and I was excited to do it. But then when they explained to me what their version of second AD meant, I was forced to turn it down, because what it meant was looking after 12 babies in a room, Asian babies I may add. And, well, for me, A, I had never ever held a baby before, and B, I was scared of killing them. I was deathly afraid of killing these babies. It would be some, like, Children of the Corn shit, you know? And I guess if I killed a baby, I could swap it out with another one, because it's just Asian and they look alike. And no one would notice, maybe, who knows. But I opted not to do the job because I wanted to avoid having to do that, yeah. Can you imagine handing the babies back to their parents? You know, I'd mess them all up, like give the parent the wrong baby, and they'd be like, it's a boy, we have a boy, and his spouse would be like, good, because we're gonna kill the girl anyway. So, yeah, that's an Asian thing, like killing the girls. So I avoided a massacre, pretty much. Furthermore, I wouldn't have known how to change a diaper, which is very bad marketing for Pampers, you know, especially if some behind the scenes video came out and you see me in like, you know, the baby room with like on my walkie and like, yep, copy that, flying baby number 2 out to set, and I'm like, fuck, which Asian? And suddenly all the babies turn into this giant Play-Doh and I'm like, oh, babies. And also, so I don't know how to change a diaper, it would be like duct taping the Pampers to the baby and like, this one's not coming off, you know, and it's bad marketing for Pampers. Babies are cute though. I don't mean to be mean to babies. But if you drop a baby, it's never gonna be the same for the baby or for you. What I can do, however, is poke babies. I love poking babies. I'm a master at poking babies. Babies, I feel, are there to be poked. Just poke it here, poke it there, you know. Poking is definitely something I can do, but it was not part of the job description, unfortunately. And parents are all like, why is this person poking my baby? Are they trying to find the soft spot? It's soft all over. That's why we poke babies. Oh my god. I don't think there's another living creature more pokeable than a baby. Honestly. And it's addictive too. You can't just poke once. You have to keep poking. It's like poke, 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 poke. Who can poke the most? And it's just so magical. And it doesn't kill the baby. That is the most important thing. It's safe. Poking is so safe. So I didn't take the job, but I learned a lesson, which is it's fine not to take certain jobs because new opportunities come around the corner. So don't be discouraged, people. There will be new opportunities if something doesn't work out. And hopefully those will not involve babies, dead or alive.
Baby, I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. Baby, I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. Being so bad got me feeling so good. Showing you up like I knew that I would. Baby, I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. Baby, I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. Feeling is right 'cause the tables have turned. Yeah, I'm a fire and I know that it burns.
Hey Google, quiet. So Oscar nominations are out because it's going to be February, March, awards time of year sort of thing. And isn't March the most beautiful month of all? It's not yet March, but what's it called? It's just gorgeous March in general. I wish I was as beautiful as March. In fact, I'm just gonna say it's gonna be March all year long. Okay, inside joke. So anyways, today I want to talk to you about voting. Yes, that's right, as everyone's getting their votes in and things like that. Voting is so important, and we have so many hurdles with voting these days. You know, like it's hard to get people out to vote. Sometimes votes are rigged, but in terms of rigged votes, that never happens at the Oscars, weirdly. Weirdly, rigged voting never happens at the Oscars. And the strange thing is that is like the one awards event that is like known worldwide. Like if you're not from America, everyone overseas watches the Oscars, and for some reason people in America don't watch the Oscars. But for some reason, no one wants to put in the effort to hack the Oscars. So that's my new hashtag, hack the Oscars, guys. Maybe one day. But this year we have some interesting Best Picture nominations. There's Bohemian Rhapsody, which I thought was not the best movie. There was Roma, which was, wow, just magnificent. And then there was like Black Panther, which was like, okay, it was the best superhero movie. But, I mean, for an Oscar Best Picture, come on. But can you imagine if Black Panther wins Best Picture? People are gonna be like, what is that Wakanda shit? You know, like, did Wakanda hack the Oscars? And it's just gonna be weird. People are like, does it exist? You know, who knows? Maybe. Talk about a coming out of the closet story. Ba-boom, boom, psh. Yeah. It won't win though, sorry. Not against the likes of like Roma which was just such a magnificent film. I mean, like, Cuarón conquered. I mean, he did it all. He's nominated in, like, every category. And that, and, like, the fact that he wrote it, directed it, did the cinematography, I mean, like, that is some multiple personality type shit. I mean, like, has anyone asked him if his name, what his other names are or something? I mean, like, seriously. But I try to do that with my film sets, because that's what an auteur does. Only it doesn't work out in the same capacity. When I've tried it, it all goes well. You know, you finish a shoot and everything seems perfect, and then you're walking off with the camera trying to be the cinematographer you are not, and suddenly you drop the camera and shit goes to hell. I mean, like, if you have never believed in God, that is the moment you believe in God. And so when that camera drops, you start praying like you've spent 7 years in a monastery or some shit. You're like, please God, please, 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 save the camera, save it, save it, save it, save it, save it. And you cower over the camera, huddled so that no one else sees it, like, my precious, yes. And it's just, like, so intense. You check to see if the camera works, you hear, like, some rattling sound, you're like, oh, spare parts, or something. Then you look to see if, like, anyone saw you and your back is still hunched over the camera trying to protect it from view, and someone calls out your name and you're like, be gone! You know, like, eyes, like a madman sort of thing. Like, it's, people go crazy over their cameras, or at least most filmmakers do. That's our experience with cameras. So that's why I don't do all the jobs on set. Alfonso does though, but he got skills. So back to voting, it's like all gotten so complicated and stuff, you know? Remember when we were kids and voting was so easy? You'd vote on like which movie you'd like to see, or what pizza to order to dinner, or who was gonna be my partner in any sport. Yes, no one wanted to be my partner. It was difficult. It became a fucking democratic vote to be my partner, and it still is today. In Muay Thai, which is a sport I started, I walk in and people cower and I'm like, oh, are they afraid of me? I don't know. And we're meant to pair up before each session, so since no one approaches me, I go to them, you know, making the effort. And everyone I turn to just like snarls at me as if they're a vampire and I'm like garlic or something. So for a while, naturally, I thought people were afraid of me. I thought they were afraid of these guns, and I was like so enamored with myself. But then I took a ruler and measured my guns and realized that they weren't afraid of me. They were afraid of hurting me. Yes, they were afraid of damaging this gun, arm, spleen, chest, you know, intestine. Like, with all of this, they just did not want to inflict injury upon because it looks fragile. And I think that's a metaphor for my romantic life too, which I really have to work on, you know, but we're getting there. Once in a while, though, someone will step up. They'll be like, I shall be your partner, as if they're Spartacus or something, like doing everyone a huge favor. And so, like, I just play into it like some witch leper. I'm like, yes, come to me, Spartacus, come. And they come and they, like, we start our session and they punch the pad I'm holding and I take like 4 steps back and they like freak out and I point at them threateningly like, you overly punched and stuff. And they kind of freak out, and so for the rest of the session, they're forced to punch the pad in slow motion. So that is their training, and they hate it. And it's like their Mike Tyson or Rocky dream has suddenly gone down the drain because they can't inflict actual injury. They need to punch in slow motion. But that's what it takes to work out with me, you know? Like, if you want to work out with me, everything has to be in slow motion. I'm like some weird AD, you know, like safe and steady. There's always a Spartacus, and Spartacus always regrets it, you know? Like, I trap them Spartacuses, I trap all them Spartacuses. And they are just thrilled. So voting used to be a lot simpler. Now on a ballot, it's like a 20-question quiz or something, and if you get something wrong, it's like, oh my god, someone's gonna die. Or lose their rights or something. That's a lot of pressure, and you can't go back or anything. You answer B when the correct answer is A, and it's like, boom, birth control is banned. And you're like, holy shit, did I just do that? I was just trying the process of elimination. Learned that in the SATs. Well, guess what? SAT strategy does not work when it comes to voting. You need to know your shit. Pressure much? Nope. All it just takes is a good heart and a good moral compass, and you will be set on your journey. And if you don't have that, you don't deserve your Spartacus in life. So I hope you train alone in Muay Thai. So I've never had the chance to vote for anything in my life because of my unique background, British, being from Hong Kong, that's pretty much what it is. Blah, blah, blah. That's why I can't vote. Oh, and also forgot to mention, the evil Chinese Communist Party. Yes, them. I don't think they heard that. They probably did. They probably did. But that's okay, because I'm never going back to China. And if they did hear that, who cares? Wakandans are clearly the best hackers around these days. I mean, they just got themselves a Best Picture nomination. We all need to get on that Wakandan bandwagon, like Wakanda and all shit. But get them to hack me an award or some shit, They know how to do it. But I would twist heads around just for the chance to vote. So if you do get the chance, do not take it for granted, because there are so many people out there in the world who will never have this opportunity.
I know you like to bang, yo, shit don't stay good. Lean a little bit closer, see, roses really smell like ooh, ooh, ooh. Yeah, roses really smell like ooh, ooh, ooh. I know you like to bang, yo, shit don't stay good. Lean a little
Hey Google, quiet. As you can see, I have a mic upgrade. Looks like a big muff. But anyways, today I want to talk about droughts. Yes, it's raining a lot, and in California there is a huge drought. And as I was driving on the way here, I would get these alerts on my phone being like, flash flood warning, don't go into this area. It's like, no shit, if there's a flash flood, I'm not gonna go there. But anyways, I do wonder, because of this huge drought in California, if there's some sort of like live update, like letting you know like how the drought's doing, kind of like the deficit and all that, like a New Year's countdown or something. And you just wonder, like, one day will they just like ring a gong and be like, the drought is over, and like the citizens will rush out of their overpriced apartments with like smiles on their faces, like carrying their children, letting their children go play in the flash floods, being like, the drought is over. This is a new beginning. It's over, children. That's how I imagine the end of the drought would be, and there'd be some club in LA throwing like some sort of Zion sex party. It would just be crazy. It would just be like a whole new beginning. And the media would cut to like Liv Tyler's face, and she'd be like crying or something, or wiping her tears away, you should say, like all Armageddon in life. I mean though, that's how serious this drought is, like in the next Oliver Twist, he's not gonna be asking for soup. Like that little boy's gonna be like, please sir, can I have some water? And they're gonna be like, oh, water, aqua? And it's gonna be like the biggest thing, but like, yeah, no more soup, only aqua. People are gonna cry over it, and then they're gonna take 20-minute baths because they can, like wrinkly fingers. Like that's a sign of privilege, like wrinkly fingers. Like that's what they tell you when you get your hot tub installed, once you get those wrinkle fingers, you are privileged. So yeah, like notice that once people figure out that they can do something, they do it, like they can do it, they start doing it. So like, when they discovered you don't need to eat meat, you can have fake meat. They'd be like, what? Oh my god, I'm eating black bean? Like, what is this? Oh my god, it's black bean? Like, where has black bean been all my life? And you're just like, supermarket, bitch, 11. Or when people discovered they didn't have to walk to FedEx, they could use an app to take them there, also known as Uber. It was like, wait, like I don't have to walk or drive myself? And it's like, no, you can take this app. It's like, I can actually take an app to get me 10 minutes away, like a 10-minute walk away. I can get someone to drive me. And it's like, yeah, it's like, oh my god, it's like the fucking wheel, that's what apps are. Like, they're like the invention of the wheel, but only invisible. Well, not really invisible, but only they fit in your pocket or something, It's a huge thing. Or when rich Asians discovered crazy rich Asians, they were like, oh my god, I can be rich too. And it's like, girl, your family owned Panda Express. You've been milking that shit a long time. But they discovered that now they can be that, so they are, therefore. One thing people love to celebrate, if they can, is Valentine's Day, which is coming up. Yes, Valentine's Day. I think it's totally overrated and useless. Like, I've never had a Valentine or been in a relationship. But, not to sound bitter, it is an event that they all like to do. People like to do, roses and chocolates and things like that. And I'm like, why do you need a day to celebrate your love? I mean, like, isn't that what sex is for? That is my innocent romantic mind saying that that's what sex should only be for, obviously. But it's not, clearly. Or it's not enough. So you don't need roses or chocolates. Like, I'd be giving that to the person I was dating every week. Yeah, and that's why I'm still single, guys. But trying not to hate, Valentine's Day is fun, you know? Like, everyone's getting ready to send their Valentines, and people in the office are, like, writing in cards, you know, like, will you be my Valentine? Signed, Secret Admirer. Ooh, so, like, saucy and stuff. But I hate that. I mean, like, in general, like, why would you say you're a secret admirer? Like, do you expect them to guess who you are? They're like, you know, like, oh, like, my secret admirer, it must be Billy, you know, like, have you noticed his brown curls and, like, striped shirt? Like, total secret admirer vibes, you guys. Like, oh my gosh, like, he's my secret admirer. It's a total euphemism for stalker. But that's okay, because Valentine's Day, stalkers get a free pass. You aren't a stalker anymore on Valentine's Day. You get upgraded. Your status is now a next level thing. You are not a stalker. You are a secret admirer. Total secret admirer. Ooh, fun. And people go all out to impress their loved ones on Valentine's Day. You know, like champagne and vacations and like all sorts of romantic things. But it's always so sleazy, you know, because whatever you get in Valentine's Day, you know they want sex. It's like, let me force feed you this chocolate in the most loving way ever. Then let me stick my dick down there. Yeah, it's not right. Nope. Nope. If I could give one person something for Valentine's Day, it would be a day where there's like a mariachi singer singing in the background, and they'd be like tied to all these portable massage devices because no hands on my man. And I would be singing with a helium-infused voice. You know, you're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. I don't know why that's romantic. Oh, and then there'd be like balloons above them with like pixie sticks dust in them, and I'd throw darts at them so that the dust would just fall out and, you know, fall down like rain, and they'd be like licking the air, you know, like that is magical, you know, like if you can get them to eat something without their hands, like, you know you've done like a Valentine's Day treat, like, justice. Magical, huh? So that's how I'd solve a drought. A romantic drought. Again, that's probably why I'm single. People solve droughts in all sorts of ways. Like, my friend has a drought of oil in his car, so he solves it by never going to work and just staying over at our house all the time. He's like a big American Oliver Twist that wears juicy couture. He's all like, can I have some oil, sir? Or like in an American accent, can I have some oil, sir? And I'm like, damn peasant! You know, like, can you imagine if Oliver asked for oil? Whack! You know, actually he'd be dead. Yes, oil does not have the nutrients to keep you alive. So it's a good thing Oliver did not ask for oil. They probably would have given it to him, and he probably would have died, which would have been a quick end to the film or book or, you know, whatever literature adaptation it has been made into. Thirsty fucker. But lesson is, there's a fix for every drought. And when you do that fix, or make that fix, the gong will ring and the sky will part and there will be laughter. Happy Valentine's.